Let me, before I commence my address, recognize the people who were in the leadership of the country in 1979 when we became independent. I speak of the late Prime Minister, Sir John Compton, the people who wrote the national anthem, Father Charles Jess, the designer of the flag, Honorable Dunstan St. Thomas, the first Governor General, Sir Frederick Clark. They all deserve a round of applause and a place in the history of St. Lucia. My fellow St. Lucians, both at home and in the diaspora, distinguished guests and friends of St. Lucia, I am honored and gratified and humbled to address you as we gather here today, unified in purpose to celebrate 46 years of independence. This yearly moment of reflection provides an opportunity to honor our past, celebrate our achievements, and renew our shared commitment to unity, resilience, and the prosperity of our country. On February 22nd, 1979, we raised our flag and began our journey to independence. And this journey of independence has enabled us to endeavor to shape our policies, develop our economy, and advocate our national interests on the world stage. We have freely engaged in regional and international cooperation, strengthened our democratic institutions, while preserving our unique St. Lucian identity. Independence gives us the power to decide our path and the solemn responsibility to promote fairness, justice, and opportunity for all, and the preservation of the dignity of our people. It also came with the challenges of building St. Lucia, where future generations can enjoy a better standard of living and one that they can be proud of. It is a time to remember the poor and suffering and the dignity that our forefathers suffered when they were forcibly taken here as slaves. We'll still seek reparation for these injustices. After 46 years of independence, St. Lucia is slowly carving a place in this hostile global community. We believe in the rights of the individual, the pursuit of the common good, and the respect for all, particularly the marginalized and differently abled. We believe that every citizen must have the right to education, healthcare, employment, and the right of association, and to live in an environment of peace and security. This year's theme, Forward Together, Health and Well-Being for a Prosperous Nation, is a call to action for all of us. It's a reminder that true prosperity is not measured only by economic gains, but by the well-being of a nation. It's about ensuring that every St. Lucian has the opportunity to live a healthy and fulfilling life, irrespective of the circumstances of their birth. It embraces the notion that our greatest wealth is our people, and our nation is only as strong as the being of its citizens. It further reminds us that our depends on the health of our people. Notwithstanding the high cost of healthcare, my government continues to invest in healthcare and has increased spending over the last 3 years. However, fostering a nationwide culture of health consciousness is the responsibility for all. Inactivities, we must engage in activities that reduce the pandemic of non-communicable diseases that overburden our health system. I therefore invite all St. Lucians to take personal responsibility for their health and to assist the government in its crusade to build a robust healthcare system and reduce the high incidence of non-communicable diseases by engaging in physical activity, adopting proper nutrition, reducing stress in the workplace and at home, and participating in community initiatives. I want also to thank the nurses and doctors and others in our healthcare system that work to promote and take care of the health of our nation. We are also faced with growing challenges of alcohol and drug disorders, which impacts mental health, loss of productivity, injury, and violence. In recent years, we have had reforms as it pertains to the use of cannabis. The conversation around cannabis continues to evolve, and as a government, our first priority is that all decisions and actions are foremost to protect the health and well-being of our people. We recognize that young people must be special and ensure that we take responsibility to protect them from being introduced and exposed to this substance at the wrong time. We must take action and take it now. As a government, we state our commitment to strengthen the policies to address this crisis and to enhance the current education programs targeted at our youth. My government is committed to addressing this crisis from a multifaceted approach, strengthening prevention, expanding treatment and rehabilitation, enforcing stronger regulations, supporting communities, empowering youth and individuals at a high level of vulnerabilities. This fight against alcohol and drug abuse requires action by all of society and to nurture our nation on its path to achieving health and well-being. I call upon parents, teachers, religious leaders, healthcare professionals, community groups and clubs, youth agencies, law enforcement officers to work together. We must stand as one nation, united against behaviors harmful to health. We must also be responsible in the way we drive on our streets, as recklessness, drunken driving, not only causes death, pain, and sufferings, but divert resources in our health system. Government is considering revision and strengthening of the laws as they relate to speeding and reckless driving, particularly driving under the influence of drugs and alcohol. In this challenging world, our educators must inspire the next generation of entrepreneurs and drive innovation. Our farmers and fishers must feed our people. Our workers and businesses must increase productivity, and our young leaders must bring fresh ideas and game-changing ideas to the table. If it is in this collective effort that will determine the strength of our nation. My government will continue to provide the enabling environment to allow the opportunities to improve individual well-being. This is a huge task, considering the world we live, but with perseverance, honesty, truth, and righteousness, we will prevail. We remain ready and welcoming to those in the diaspora who may wish to take up investment opportunities, to assist in skills development programs, and to collaborate with us in improving our healthcare and education systems. Let us bridge the gap between home and abroad, ensuring that our shared love for country translates into meaningful partnerships and drives national progress. The concerns of our citizens' safety are being heard. The St. Lucia government will continue to support law enforcement agencies, ensuring that they have the necessary tools and equipment to be effective in their duty to preserve the safety of the country. will continue to engage all well-meaning organizations in finding solutions to fight this crime pandemic gripping our country and region. Government is committed to solving the problems of delayed justice in terms of physical space in our justice system. Construction of the House of Justice will commence shortly. We must not forget the vulnerable groups in our country. Our society is as strong as its weakest social link. It is in recognition of this reality that we continue to increase assistance to the organizations that care for vulnerable groups. We have increased pensions and enacted a minimum livable wage. Government will continue and enhance policies that will improve the quality of life of workers and citizens, including a fair day's work for a fair day's pay. I am aware of the challenges of this hostile world. However, St. Lucia remains a relatively peaceful and desirable place to live and recreate. It is no surprise that the number of visitors to our country keeps growing every year. As a small and young nation state, our size continues to belie our achievements in the world of academia and sports. So Alpha Lewis, Honorable Derek Walcott, Darren Sammy, Laverne Spencer, Johnson Charles, Boo Hingson, Rick Wayne, and now Julian Alfred and Johan de Tourville are reminders of St. Lucian excellence that remains an inspiration to all of us and many others beyond our shores. Today, we recognize these three outstanding sports personalities, Darren Sammy, Laverne Spencer, and Julian Alfred, with the highest national award of our country, the St. Lucia Cross. Our youth must see these heroes as inspirational and understand that it is their discipline, hard work, and sacrifice that cause them to excel and achieve global recognition. We have much to celebrate. However, while we celebrate, let's not forget that we have lots to achieve as a people. We must not be distracted by the few who still have doubts about our ability to manage our own affairs, who believe that privilege should take precedent over meritocracy, and that local talent is somewhat inferior to foreign talent. In this 46th year of independence, we must remain steadfast in the belief that we are as good as any, and we are able to take our country to the higher levels of social, cultural, and economic development. We have been given this baton of independence 46 years ago. Let us not drop it and leave the future generations exposed to self-doubt, to hatred, to envy, to greed, to negativity, and misinformation. Let's strive to make every generation better, and all St. Lucians wealthier spiritually and materially. May you have a happy 46th Independence celebration. My government and I pledge to work with you in that journey of love of country and love for self. Cast all your anxiety on him, because he cares for you. Be alert and of sober mind. Your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion, looking for someone to devour. I end with that quote from the Holy Bible. Thank you very much, and happy independence.